It's just people, passions, power. Yeah, people. Got the people.
Welcome back to People, Passion, Power Agent Series. My guest today is a good friend of mine, Andrea Serafini. What's up, my man?
Thanks
He
for
is
having me.
always dressed this way, and I'm always dressed this way. But we do have something in common. We like to talk about business. We like to talk about shop. And before we started rolling, we were talking. He said he watched some of the interviews before, and he knows one of the questions I'm going to ask is, do you have a magic pill for business? Do you?
I don't. I think everybody.
Dang it, I thought he would.
I think everybody thinks that there is one out there, but it's not. It's about putting in time and understanding what the commitment is, and I think that's most important.
Talk me through your business so everybody out there that doesn't know you, I know about your business, but for the folks that don't know you, what year did you get in? Tell me about the trajectory of your business, please.
Sure, absolutely. So, had a good friend of mine when I was getting my master's in college. I was working in politics here in D.C. I'm a D.C. native, so this was obviously the direction my parents wanted me to go, and obviously I didn't want to be in politics. I realized that it was too dirty, and I'm coming from a background of team sports, and I thought, like, you know, we're going to be in this team together, but I realized quickly that it wasn't that way. So I had a buddy who became a mentor of mine who was in real estate. He was in there 2006. 2007, killing it like everybody else. Mm-hmm. And then I quickly realized when he asked me to be part of his team, to get my license, got things going, and the market just exploded. And then I got in on the ground floor, what we call ground zero, when the entire market changed. And
08, 09.
08, 09,
yeah.
You know, literally got my license and then it exploded in front of me. And then coming from a mentality of playing sports in college, I said, you know, I'm not going to give up, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to learn from the ground up, and then just started kind of restructuring what I wanted to focus on in real estate and seeing where the niche was that kind of shaped my future, and luckily it's been fruitful.
So as you went through 08 and 09, that was tough for you?
Oh, miserable. First year, I think I sold one house.
Okay.
Had to regroup, figure out what I was going to do, and then I started realizing, all right, we're in a market where people aren't buying anymore. The loans were being scrutinized, a lot of oversight, as it should have been, but then housing still needed to be a huge part of people's lives. So I started thinking, well, if they're not buying, they're obviously renting. And then I started thinking, well, now that market prices have plummeted, it's a great time for people with money to buy these homes, to put these renters into it. So I started focusing on my backyard, which was Bethesda, Maryland, and seeing things and focusing on short sales. I was negotiating short sales at that time with my team, and literally trying to find homes for my affluent community, you know, parents, friends that were doctors, lawyers, and people with money, and saying, hey, I got this opportunity, I teed it up for them, it's a great buy and hold, you know, you'll be able to get X return on it. Have you thought about investing in real estate, and then let me rent them for you to my community, which were the young, hungry people that couldn't buy houses at the time.
Oh, nice. So one deal the first year. And I got to tell you, man, we're in these conversations with highly productive agents quite a bit. And the more conversations I'm in, the more I realize people are like, I did 4 deals, I did 6 deals. So for the agents that are out there and you're in year 1 or 2 or 3 and you're not doing the business you want to yet, it's a long-term game. I really like how you thought it through. It was, you saw an opportunity for people to invest, you came up with a strategy and you attacked it. One thing I know about this guy is he actually attacks business. You do.
I think it's super important to understand that we're more than just, you know, opening doors and letting people show houses. You have to really structure something that incentivizes them and makes them excited about working with you, and then at the same time taking on the deal that you present to them. So I think of it like T-ball. You put the ball up there and let them hit home runs.
Oh, nice.
So it's really doing more than just opening a door, bringing that value, that sense of value, not only for yourself, but for your client as well.
And they see it and they feel it, which I would guess your business is highly referral based.
It is. It is. So I read a book a long time ago, 7 Levels of Communication, turning referrals into relationships, and it's stuck with me. And honestly, it's a Bible of mine that I use. in really just figuring out who your network is, what your database is, and then working that database. I mean, so many people are profitable with buying leads online, and that's great. But then I thought to myself, why don't I target and help the people that love me and that I love back? You know, so I went through that list of people that I thought, you know, who could benefit from this? Who's in a position? And maybe the people that aren't in a position, how do I get them into that position? So really giving back to the people that I love has really pushed me in a direction to be successful in this industry.
And what does your database look like? What size? How many people? How do you market to it?
Sure. So my database started, I thought quantity over quality when I first started. And I thought I had 1,000 people, and I didn't think that was enough. And then I started realizing from that 1,000 people, I wasn't getting the conversion ratio that I thought. So then I thought, why don't I break it down? And someone actually told me, they go, listen, it was before even thinking about marriage. They said, who would you invite to your wedding? You know, like, if you were going to invite them to your wedding, then that's obviously people that you love and that would show up. You know, who would you do that? So I cut that 1,000-person database to about 250 people. And then I started growing that 250 people database, and then I started reaching out to them. And then, of course, they want to hang out with me, they want to talk shop, they want to be in the now with me, so it was easy for me to go ahead and pitch them.
Nice. So 250 is the number, or where is it now? Is it still 250?
No, I'm at probably about 500 now.
You're at 500.
Yeah.
And so how have you grown it? Is it just referrals, or how are you intentional about growing it?
I am. So what I figured is that if I have a 250 database, then all those people have a 250 database. So what I really wanted to do was focus on giving them value, and then when I sold them a house or something, I would do what's called the housewarming party. And then I would have them invite 20 to 30 people, and then they would enter my database. And then from that 20 or 30, I would pick up 3 or 4 that was true value, and then they would stay in my, what I call my ambassador list or my A+ list. And then from there, I'd put other people to the side, you know, the D's, the C's, but I'd touch them yearly, periodically, but I wouldn't focus that time, attention, and money on them, but really focus on the people that were giving back to me.
So you put them through a filtration system and see who's going to be an advocate for you, basically.
Exactly.
And then how do you add the 20 to 30 people? And I love the housewarming party idea. How do you add 20 to 30 people to your database from there? Are you introducing yourself to everybody at that housewarming party? Are you sending out the invite to the housewarming party? How are you doing that?
That's exactly right. So I think I make it as easy as possible for the person who's hosting it. And I say, hey, let me host it for you. I go, give me your list, how many people are going to show, give me their email address, and I'll reach out to them and get the RSVPs. So
Nice.
then I send that out, and then I have their phone numbers as well. So then about a week before that, I pick up the phone, I introduce myself. Hey, thank you so much for RSVPing. I'm looking forward to meeting you. You know, John Smith said nothing but great things about you. Can't wait to meet you. So then when I'm there, I already broke the ice by making the phone call, and then I start passing out the drinks. And who doesn't like drinks, right?
Right. Yeah,
So I walk around, welcome, here's a drink. My name's Andres.
And they already know you.
And it's easy.
And you've never met them, but they already know you.
Exactly.
Brilliant. Do you get pushback? Because I can hear what's going through agents' minds right now. It's like, well, maybe I don't want to email them or send out the invite or get their phone number. What happens when you do it?
You know what? I'm not pitching them. I'm not cold calling them. I'm inviting them to something fun. You know, so I think that automatically drops their defense mechanism. And then I realize, I'm like, who doesn't want to get a phone call to a party? You know, and it's a party from their friend. So it was just, you know, sucking up, picking up the phone, and doing the call.
All right, so there's a couple things in there I just got to hold on to for a second because they were really good. Drop their defense mechanism, and who doesn't want to do something fun? That's it.
That's it.
You don't have anybody that goes, don't call me, don't email me. Maybe a couple, but not many.
And even if they do that, who cares? All right, hey, no problem. Sorry about that. You know, hopefully you're there and we can talk in person and you realize I'm not a bad guy.
There you go. Who cares? You also have that mentality, so we can pick up on that. All right, I want to go backwards a little bit. First year, we know about the one deal. Tell me, what's your path gone like and where you are today?
It's been great. So I had a firm believer, I mentioned this before, that I'm from a team environment, a team mentality. So I started on a team, and then what I wanted to do was originally start my own team, you know, and then be able to give back the secret of my success along the way. So year one was one deal, year two, maybe 4 deals. We were still in the recession. it averaged, I never hit more than 10 deals until probably about 2010. And in 2010, I started making moves and buying deals and doing investments myself, and then helping other people and collaborating, JV on projects and things like that. Then I got teamed up with Real Living at Home. I told them what my goal was. I said, hey, I want to start a team. So that's where the Washingtonian group came from. Having started the team probably about 6 years ago, we've averaged about 100 deals a year, and have been growing on a 33% growth every year, year after year. And not only just volume, but then that price point as well, which was obviously my goal. I went back to what I saw was a valuable market in developers. I sat down with them, I said, what do you want from a realtor? And they gave me two simple questions. I either want you to bring me the product, or I want you to bring me the buyer. And I go, all right, well, where's the product that you're looking for? And they're, well, we're looking for teardowns in Bethesda. And then I'm thinking to myself, wait, I sold all these little Cracker Jack ramblers in Bethesda to my sphere of influence beforehand as buy and holds. Why don't I start putting them in contact with these developers?
Oh, nice.
And seeing if I can collaborate and put deals together. So then in 2014, we really started turning the page and teaming up with these developers and then knocking down homes in Bethesda, Chevy Chase, Kensington, and then turning the page and really bringing up the luxury market, which now I've been dabbling in for quite some time now.
Yeah, and the luxury market's doing pretty well in that neighborhood.
Yeah,
to say the least, right? So you reached that sweet spot in the business where you're the go-to guy for there in Bethesda for that market, right?
Exactly.
That's awesome. I also like the way you're thinking about it. You're a strategic thinker, aren't you?
I am.
Because nothing that you've said here today came out of just maybe this will happen or maybe that'll happen. Like, you were thoughtful. I'm going to go after developers, or I'm going to get people in my core group to be investors because the timing's right. How much percentage of your business is with developers right now?
I'd say a strong amount. So now, since leaving Bethesda, well, not leaving Bethesda, but expanding into DC, everyone's doing condo conversions. I'd probably say that probably just over 55% are investors of mine.
Wow.
And I think the biggest thing there is because I understand the market that we're in, and for the last 5 years, it's been a heavy investor market and developer market. It's not to say that you really always want to keep a pretty even playing field, but when I started to turn that corner, I thought to myself, all right, who's going to give me multiple business annually? And when I thought about it, were these developers, where I can get, 8 to 12 homes from them a year. And then, or now that we're in the DC, I can get, 10 to 20 doors on a building. And I'm thinking more of what the market condition is and then where my best ROI is. So that's really why I've been focusing on investors and developers.
I'm having so much fun doing these interviews because I learn just like you guys are learning right now. And what's cool to me is like I'm starting to formulate your business plan right here, right? Like developers right here, housewarming parties right here, sphere of influence right here. Anything I'm missing?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Oh wait, that was it? That's 100 plus deals right there? Not that was it. It's very well thought out and it's very well crafted. For agents that are watching, let's talk about your daily routine, how much you work or don't work. I have no idea. Tell me.
So, workaholic. I'd say everyone asks me, what is my Achilles heel is the fact that I love to work. So I spent so much time putting in the hours. And then recently, my entire world was changed for the best. I have a beautiful 6-month-old baby.
Yeah.
Valentina Loren, she is my apple in my eye, my heart, my life. So combined with her and my wife, I want to spend more time with them. So now I've tried to figure out, all right, I don't need to work harder, I need to work smarter. So really it's about managing my time and maximizing my time. So it's just like everybody says, it's not a secret formula. Everyone always complains there's not enough hours in the day. Well, that's bullshit, you know what I mean? Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
It's what you do with it. So my whole thing is wake up and get to work, and I like to get up super early when everybody else is sleeping and I don't get interrupted, and I'm able to focus on me time, knock out the hard stuff, and then once people wake up, the ball's already in their court.
Yeah.
So literally, I'm known as that guy that wakes up at 4 a.m., hits the gym by 5, 6 a.m., I meditate in the morning, and I do me time in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So literally it's about maximizing your time, waking up early if you want to put in that work, and doing what you got to do early.
He does a couple of things. He does me time, which he just said. Wait, I'm going to come right back on camera here in a second. And he also does pee time because he drinks 2 of these things a day. He literally walked into the office and I was like, what in the hell is that thing? And you drink 2 of them a day. So this is what keeps him healthy. What time do you go to bed?
So that's the problem. I think I'm a vampire. I would need to go to bed earlier, but I want to spend time, with my wife and my baby. So I usually probably don't fall asleep till about 11, and then I wake up by 4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is there anything I should be asking you I didn't ask, or anything you want to tell everybody?
I think it's important to invest in yourself, have a steady routine, a balance, and figure out what's important to you. Like I mentioned, everyone needs that me time. So I do that in the morning. And then I run a team, so from 9 to 12 is team time. And then after team time's done, then it's my client time. So it's figuring out how you can weigh out your day and structure it in a way that you're not neglecting anybody, but at the same time being able to fulfill what your goals are.
Yeah.
And then just coming up with what, it's impossible to say balance. Have that time, figure out what's important to you, never neglect the people that love you, understand what's gonna make that money for you, and then from there, try to structure it so that you're able to do it.
Your priorities are very much in line.
I try.
Yeah, you're structured, you're disciplined, your priorities in line, you're focused. It's easy to see how success has come to you. One of my favorite things about you, and I told you this before, is we're posting some pictures of the baby, right? The little sweetheart. You're authentic, dude, and I love that, and you're out there in the world in a good way, and people pick up on that, and that's cool, because a lot of people in your spot, they might have a little chip on their shoulder or something like that. Not this guy. He works hard. He puts in the time. Family man, becoming focused, already focused, and it's a pleasure to know him. Andreas Serafini, folks.
Washingtonian Group.
There you go. Get it in. Thanks,
Man,
buddy.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.